Hello guys and welcome. In today's video we're gonna talk about New World. You know, few months ago New World was one of the most popular MMORPG games on the market, and I still feel like there is the potential that the New World comes back. And what is the problem with New World? It is very similar problem to like old school RuneScape. The lack of PvP content, right? You know, these devs already made such a good PvE content, you know, the questing, the open world, the bosses, right? But what they don't realize is that a lot of people do PvE content so they can later experience PvP. But guess what? We still only have one Outpost Rush PvP map, and devs could easily add one or two more maps in the Outpost Rush rotation. Right? Or do better PvP balance, or make something like open world carriages that people need to defend for good rewards. Now we only had wars, like we have wars, we have one Outpost Rush map, you know, and most wars are not really that good of a form of a PvP content, and it's only for big guilds, you know. There is so much potential with the New World, and I really hope New World will come back one day. And I watched some of the videos, you know, from the content creators, right? And I think one of the problem is that the devs are simply focusing on the wrong things, right? They don't really understand what the community wants, right? And at the end of the day, all they have to do is to make more PvP content. Just literally all you have to do is add one or two more Outpost Rush maps. We have been literally playing on the same Outpost Rush map for like 2-3 years now, right? And these devs think that if they add more maps they will somehow divide the player base or something like that. But you won't really, because all you have to do is to add them into the rotation. So when you queue up for Outpost Rush you get one of 3 maps, and you have the same pool of players, right? You are not dividing the community, you're just giving players what they want, you know. And you know, New World has this promise that you can use any weapon you want, and it's a really cool idea, you know. But it almost seems like the devs are not really focusing on PvP balance properly, right? You cannot really use multiple weapons, you know, because games only convert like 60% of your damage. The PvP balance is totally messed up. People are spamming heals, they're spamming infinite stamina recovery, so you have infinite dodge frames, you know. I know it's not like the most innovative form of action combat, just spamming dodge like FromSoft games like Elden Ring, right? It's a bit outdated, but I still feel like they can do so much more, right? The game could be so much more. Let's see. And one of the biggest problem in this game currently is not only the lack of PvP content, so players have no real reason to stay and play the game, and it's actually really a shame. You know why? Because when the New World came out, it was actually one of the most innovative games out there. We have good open world content, questing. We even had one of the best social features in the game. I still remember we had, you know, open voice chat, so we were literally singing songs together with other players in the community. The game felt so alive, right? But when you have no PvP content, there is no reason for players to keep on playing the game, and I feel like this is what a lot of players have been missing. Because the game itself is pretty good, it's pretty fun, you know. But when you are playing on the same one map, it's not fun. And you have these open world objectives, which is pretty good, but now that lack of players, you know, it's one of my favorite memories gotta be when, you see, because the game was so innovative when it comes to social aspect, we had open voice chat, which means you could literally just randomly meet people in the city and you were singing songs together, you know, and you have global chat, and you have, you know, the game is actually so good. All it needs is some more PvP content, like more Outpost Rush maps or open world carriages that players defend. That's literally all the game needs. And better PvP balance, of course. And I also wanna, in this video, I also wanna add how can they make PvP balance better. You know, there are probably two biggest problems with PvP balance, or three biggest problems with PvP balance currently in the game, right? First one is all this bonus damage you get from attunements and like gems, right? You can literally get like 30, 40, 50% bonus damage on every hit just from these attunements with overbuffed perks, attunement perks that gives way too much bonus damage, and from these gems you put into your weapon, right? So you get like 30% bonus elemental damage on every hit you do, which totally, you know, kind of destroys the whole balance of the game, so you can't really tank yourself against that, because they are doing physical and elemental damage at the same time. Now, next big problem is they added slow on every melee hit, so when you get hit by a melee attack, you literally get permanently slowed. It's so stupid, you know. This is why PvP balance was better 1 or 2 years ago, because these mods, they don't really understand how to balance a PvP game, right? Next big thing is the lack of creativity and fun weapons to use, and the fact that you cannot really combine all these different weapons. You see, it was such a big deal that you could, you know, the big promise of New World was you can combine any weapon, any class you want, but you really can't. You can only combine few of them, you know. Because the conversion, you know, the gems that converts damage only convert like 60% of the damage, you know, and a lot of balancing issues, that for sure. I just feel like New World could be so much more, you know. We have these content creators, you know, who just do what is popular and, you know, just for the views and money, you know. But there are so many passionate players in this game, and the game was actually so fun. Open world, questing, PvE bosses, looting chests, so maybe you could get a cool, you know, cool items you can sell, professions, one of the best social interaction I ever seen in any game because of the voice chat and global chat, right? But we still only have one outpost rush map. Why it's so hard for these devs to add like 1 or 2 more? They could easily add like 2 or 3 more maps into the outpost rush rotation, and I guarantee you, you will get so many more players back and so many content creators, you know? Why would the New World PvP is felt from the PvP perspective? I mean, the action combos is a bit outdated because we are just spamming immunity frames, and then you have healers who give infinite stamina back, so they can just spam this dodge all the time, and then you have melee players who slow you on every hit, or you have masked players or bow players who do insane bonus damage on every hit because because attunement perk is overbuffed and because of all this bonus damage you get from gems, elemental gems you put into your weapon. They really need to nerf these two things and do better PvP balance, and just add in like 2 or 3 more outpost rush maps, you know, winter map, like desert map. That's all you have to do. You already have assets in the game, just use them, right? I mean, you guys already made such a good PvE content, so why are you not just adding few more PvP maps and everybody would be happy? You know, look how much potential. If you just look at this, like, the game could be so much more. And you have open voice chat even in this game. It's a great social interaction and great for content creators who lead the gaming market currently, you know? So I really hope, you know, these devs will listen. If you wanna have a complete game, you need to have both PvE and PvP content. And a lot of players do PvE so they can later try PvP. I mean, this is literally why people do raids in World of Warcraft, so they get cool epic items and then later they can try it in PvP them, you know, and own everybody, you know? You have to combine PvE and PvP elements. You already have good social features. All you have to do is add few more outpost rush maps and do better PvP balance. That's all you guys have to do, you know? And it's, you know, it's like, come on guys. You actually have such a big open market currently. World of Warcraft, they're doing is rehashing 20-year-old content. There is zero new content from them. Final Fantasy also pretty much outdated. They call it a social game, yeah, they have zero social features. Action combat that is totally outdated with 2.5 second global cooldown time on between each abilities, you know, and things like that. So I really hope maybe one day New World will come back, because it's a new world, it's a new day. Like, it's so easy to make New World popular again. It's not even that hard. All you have to do is add few more maps, outpost rush maps, do better PvP balance, and you everything else you already have. Or maybe you can add open world carriages that players protect. You know, that would be such a good innovative thing to do. You know, just like in Arcade had a similar system. You know, with trade packs and so on and so on. So yeah, let me know what you guys think, and see you in the next one.